Hello everyone. In this video, I want to show you how to add and turn in assignments on Google Classroom. All right, so in this class, we're in our life science class. If we go down, we're in our stream, we can look at the different assignments on here. We're gonna work on this one. So we have, again, the title up top, we have a little bit of comments or directions, we have an attached file, and then over here is the main area we want to be looking at, all right? So under your work, we have this add or create button. When we click on that, it gives us some options. These top ones are options for things that you have already worked on, whereas these bottom ones are if you want to create a new doc to start the assignment, this would be a good way to do it. So it'd create a new doc for you or new slides, presentation, or new sheets, and then you can just start the work right away on there. However, we're going to look at these top ones up here. So with the Google Drive one, if we click that, it opens this other little window here. And there are different ways you can search for whatever you're trying to submit. So you can do the most recent if you're just working on it. The recent stuff should be somewhere in one of these top rows probably. You can upload it, which will take a file directly from your computer and put it into Google Drive or the Google Classroom for you. You can go to the My Drive tab, where it shows you all the different folders you may have or different documents and things down here. So then you can search through your folders and look for whatever you might be working on and then click on that to submit. Otherwise, this last one is the starred. If you star an assignment, so you're working on it for a couple weeks, this is an easy way to go back and re-find it again. So you can, again, find it through that way there. And of course, they have the search bar, so if you're searching for the name of it, it'll pop up some possibilities there that might align with what you're searching. So we're going to look at a couple different possibilities here. Occasionally, students will try to submit something, and it'll say that they have to submit their own work. So usually what happens here is students are working in a group project, and then their partner may have created the doc, so they weren't the original creator. So I'll kind of show you how to get around that in a couple minutes, but let's just see what happens if we do that. So let's see, which one? There we go. This one is one I didn't create myself. So if I click on that and do add, we'll get this error message, couldn't attach file, attach a file you own. And so again, I'll show you kind of how to get it around that in a minute, but we want to make sure that there are own files that we've created. So if we go back into the Google Drive there, we will find a different one that I have created. This one should work for us. There we go, and it'll take usually a few seconds to load. Once it has loaded though, this will turn back to blue and you can turn it in. If you have multiple things you have to turn in for one assignment, you can click on this, go back into there to do it again. The file button is to upload something from your computer like we saw through this one. Otherwise, the link is if you have a website or something you're trying to link in there, you can paste that directly in here and then add the link as well. So in this case, we're just going to do this one. So we will click turn in. It'll double check that that's the right stuff we're trying to turn in there. We'll say yes, turn that in. Again, takes a few seconds to load, but once it is in, you should be all good where the teacher can see it, grade it, and then turn it back into you with a grade later on. If for some reason you remember you forgot to add something or needed to adjust something, they have added this, I believe, fairly recently, where you can click this unsubmit button, which will give you access back to that assignment, so you can do a little bit of editing or whatnot, right? So you just click on submit to get it back. Note, if you do that, you do have to do the submit button again so the teacher can grade it and whatnot. The reason they added that is once you turn something in, the teacher doesn't want you changing it while they're trying to edit it or whatnot. So this way the teacher knows when you might take it back to edit it and get it back. So that way you and the teacher know kind of how things are going. All right. So that is kind of the process for submitting things. There are one other thing I want to kind of show you with assignments. So let's kind of go down here. We're going to look at a lab we were doing with some mouse dissection stuff. So when we click on this, notice we don't have any documents over here, but we do automatically have one here. And so there's a couple ways that teachers can kind of share documents, 3 ways in fact. The first way is like we've seen for some of them where you have a doc or a link or something over here. This is something that'll give you access to look at it, but you won't have access to edit it. all right? And teachers do that so that if it's an assignment, all the students are changing the assignment, changing the questions, whatnot. A second way teachers can do it is where they will give all students in that classroom access to edit it. And this could be good for, say, we're doing a class discussion or we're working on group stuff. So that way different students can kind of work on it together in there and kind of get some communication through that document. The third way is what we're seeing here, where the teacher, say, creates a template or a worksheet or something, and then they're able to share it to all the students and make the students' own copy so that the students can edit it, but not each individual student, like editing everyone's. So like in this case, I have my own copy that I could edit, but none of the other students could. So I could click on this, open it up. It brings me to that mouse dissection worksheet or packet, and then I can go in here, I can answer the questions, type in what I need to. Well, just type a few things, random things in there. So I could edit it, and then when I'm all done, I can go back here and turn it in. So do note sometimes your teachers might create a document for you, and you'll notice it usually will have your name at the front of it, and then whatever the title of the document is afterwards, all right? So if, however, you do find that your teacher has shared something with you, you do need to edit it, but you don't have access. You can request access, but often they don't want to give you access to that direct document. So what you need to do instead is you open the document like this one, say I didn't have access to edit. I could go up to File, and then I could click on this Make a Copy, and this will copy everything exactly as it is from this document, but create a new one that then only I would have access to, so I could edit it, change it, or whatnot. Same thing happens, say, if we're talking back to that group project that you're working on that you couldn't submit. After you and your group finish your project, you can go in here, again, click File, go to Make a Copy, and you'll get an exact copy of your project that you are the owner of and that you can then turn in. So those are a couple ways to get around that if you don't have access to edit or to submit. That File, Make a Copy is a really key point to be able to use there. All right, I hope this was helpful in understanding how to submit assignments in Google Classroom. Thank you for watching.